Do you think it's possible to escape from the scariest prisons in the World War II without anyone noticing you? That's exactly what we'll talk about in this video, so make sure you watch it to the end. In March 1944, at Stalag Luft III, a German POW camp in Poland built specifically for captured Allied airmen. And this wasn't just any prison. It had barbed wire fences, guard towers in every corner, dogs patrolling 24/7, and guards that had been trained to catch anyone trying to escape. But inside that camp was a man who refused to accept that fate, and his name was Roger Bushell, a British RAF officer captured in 1940. And by the time he got to Stalag Luft III, he had already tried to escape multiple times from other camps, to the point the Germans started calling him Big X, because he was the mastermind behind every plan. But this time, the guards thought they finally got him tight, and there was no chance he could do it again. But Bushell already started planning a different idea, which could be the biggest prison break in human history, where over 200 men would dig their way out right under the guards' boots. But there was a problem. The guards checked the rooms constantly, and they even had seismograph microphones buried underground to detect vibrations. So if anyone made one wrong move, it would be over. So to avoid that, Bushell came up with a plan for 3 tunnels, not just one, but 3. And the reason was simple. If the guards found one tunnel, they'd celebrate and stop looking while the other 2 kept going. And that's exactly what they needed. Even though building one tunnel seemed almost impossible, the hard part was that each tunnel should go 30 feet deep underground to avoid detection, and at that depth, there was barely any air or light. They were literally crawling through tight spaces with dirt collapsing on them while using homemade air pumps made from old cans and fabric just to be able to breathe in that condition. It was so hard to the point some guys couldn't handle it and broke down in the dark, while others kept digging inch by inch. The problem was that digging wasn't the only thing they had to worry about, because they needed to hide the dirt, and tons of it were coming out every day. So to avoid being noticed, they sewed bags into the inside of their pants, filled them with dirt, and walked around the camp casually dropping it in gardens and under buildings while guards walked right past them and never noticed. But getting out wasn't enough, because they needed fake papers, fake German uniforms, and forged travel documents to move through Nazi Germany without getting caught. So prisoners who were artists, tailors, and forgers started working in secret, creating documents so good they could fool checkpoints. March 24, 1944. The night finally came and the tunnel they named Harry was ready. The plan was for 200 men to escape in one night by crawling through the tunnel one by one until they reached the other side toward the woods beyond the fence, and then they would scatter across Europe. But when the first man crawled out, he realized something was wrong, because the tunnel didn't reach the woods like they planned. It came up short, opening right near a guard tower, and if one guard turned his head at the wrong time, everything would be over. But surprisingly, they didn't stop. Instead, they kept going, whispering in the dark and praying no one would notice them. While no one expected they would succeed, 76 men had already made it out, but still, there were a lot of men waiting behind. But unfortunately, a guard spotted someone crawling out, and the alarms immediately went off with sirens screaming, and the whole camp got locked down. And the prisoners who couldn't make it out dragged back to their bunks. But still, there were 76 men who were able to escape, so they went to the trains and to checkpoints, trying to blend in, with forged papers and broken German. But the Gestapo started hunting them down immediately, and within days most of them got caught. Some made it to train stations, others hid in barns, and a few even made it close to the border, but one by one, they got picked up. Then something happened that nobody expected. Hitler was furious when he heard about the escape, and he wanted all 76 men executed as an example. His officers convinced him to spare some of them, but in the end, 50 of the recaptured men were taken to remote locations to get executed. And among them, there was Roger Bushell, the man who planned it all. At the end, he wasn't able to make it. Only 3 men out of the 76 actually made it to freedom, and the rest either got sent back to camps or got killed. I hope you enjoyed this video. Just don't forget to like it and make sure you hit the subscribe button to watch more videos like this.